Yesterday, we dove into some of these applications of percent, and specifically, we took care of tax and commission and tips, and all of these were percents of increase as an application or a markup in a sense. And so today, we want to tackle simple interest. Interest, for the most part, well, it kind of depends on which side you're on. If you're the one borrowing money, then interest is kind of a negative thing because it's adding on to how much you have to pay back. If you have a bank account or an investment and you're earning the interest, it's adding to what you're saving, so then it's a good thing. So it kind of depends on which side of the loaning or borrowing you are on as to whether it's a good thing. But let's get out your notes and tackle these four terms here. In simple interest, I'm going to kind of handle it like I did the other ones. It's money. It is either, well, it's added to the amount that's borrowed or invested. It kind of depends on which side you're looking at. Added to the original or initial amount. I'm going to squeeze in the word original. Added to the original amount of money. And it's also most often some kind of percent of the initial amount. If your parents have a credit cards are kind of the dangerous example because credit cards let you buy things in advance without paying for them until, say, the end of the month when you get your credit card bill. And so if you don't pay it off in full, then they start charging you interest on it, and you end up paying more for things than you initially planned. If you buy a car and you can't pay for the whole thing, you might have to get a loan from a bank. And what the bank will do is say, all right, if you need $10,000 for this vehicle, we'll loan you the money. However, you're in your agreement to pay us back. You're going to pay more than $10,000 because we're allowing you to use this money now, and you have to pay it back over time. So over time, you may end up paying back a total of $15,000 or $14,000 just because you're paying that out over time. Now, simple interest is calculated using a formula. And the formula looks like this, and I'm going to squeeze it in right here. I equals PRT. It's three things multiplied together. The I stands for the interest, the P stands for the principal, and this is the original amount of money. That either you're borrowing, or it could be that you're investing it in some sort of savings account or in some sort of investment account. So that's your starting amount of money. So the P is always a money number. The interest is how much money gets added on to that principal, and that's a money number. The rate is the percentage amount. Okay, so that's always the percent. And T stands for time. And the time is always measured in years. Okay, so if we don't have it for a full year, if it's 6 months, if it's 9 months, then you have to calculate that time as a fraction of the year. Okay, so for example, if you only had it for 6 months, there are 12 months in a year, so that would be 6 out of 12, or 1/2 that you would put in for the time. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at how we apply interest in some situations here. Okay. Here's your formula. Interest equals principal times rate times time. Alicia borrowed $3,000 from the bank at a rate of 12% simple interest per year. How much interest did she pay in 4 years? Okay. First thing I'm going to always ask you to do is put the formula down, because typically you're going to get 3 out of the 4 values, and you have to find the missing one. So Alicia borrowed $3,000 from the bank. Stop. That's the principal amount, $3,000. The rate of 12% interest, so that can go here, 12%. And then the other number we get is the time, which is 4 years. So our missing quantity is the interest, and that's exactly what they're asking for. Once you've determined that, then it becomes a calculator question or a calculator process where you just multiply those out. 3,000 times 12%. Now 12% doesn't sound that bad. Okay, here you get about $360, but that's just for 1 year. And then you have to multiply times 4 years, and the amount of interest is $1,440. Interest is a money amount, so make sure you please label your answer. So now the total she has to pay back then is the $3,000 plus that $1,440 in interest. That's almost half again as much. Yikes. Ariane borrows $400 on a 4-year loan, and she is charged 5% simple interest per year. How much interest is she charged for 4 years? So let's stop right there. Okay, because they only really give you one answer blank, but they're asking you 2 questions. How much interest, and then what is the total amount she has to pay back? Write down the formula, I equals PRT. The principal is only $400. 4 years is the time, and 5% interest. I'm just going to say if she's got to take 4 years to pay back a $400 loan, I'd be looking at your finances a little bit and see if we can get that down so you aren't paying the interest for this amount of money. All right, multiply this all up, and I believe you should get, let's see, 400 times 5%. I always like to put the decimal in as 0.05. $80. $80. Oh, wow. Funky. All right, so that's the first part of the question. How much interest was she charged for the 4 years? $80. How much or what is the total amount she has to add back or pay back? That's the principal, which was 400, plus the interest, that's another 80. She has to pay back a total of $480 on this loan. And the interest is kind of like the fee that you have to endure because you are borrowing the money and the person loaning it to you wants to make some money. Terry deposits $200 into a bank account. Okay, that would be your principal amount. It earns 3% simple interest. 3%, that's pretty high these days. Simple interest per year. What is the total amount in the account after 2 years? Now, hold on. Notice it doesn't say what is the interest. We've got to find the interest, and then we'll find the total amount over here when I take the principal plus the interest, and that'll give us the total. So crank this out. I believe we probably only get about $12. Does that sound right? 200 times 3% in 2 years, $12. Yes, it's true. You don't earn a lot of interest these days. So now my initial investment of $200, I earned $12 more in interest. So the total amount in her account is $212. Now, before you start saying, oh, that's hardly worth it. Hey, you didn't have to do anything to earn that $12. So winning. As you get older, you'll look for better alternatives for investments that are more long-term and yield a higher interest rate so you can make more money. All right, let's take a look at some of these multi-step problems now. Sam orders 4 DVDs from an online music store. Okay, each DVD costs $9.99. He has a 20% discount code and sales tax is 6.75%. What's the total cost? Oh, goodness sakes. First of all, does anybody even buy DVDs anymore? I don't know. Let's see, $39.96, I believe, because that's almost $10. Take off 4 cents times 4, 40. Yeah, that sounds right. So this is what it initially amounts to. However, we have a discount we get to apply, and that discount is 20%. Okay, so this is my original or my starting amount. But my discount at 20% is going to end up being this. So I'm going to take $39.96 times 20%, and I get $7.99. Okay, this is a discount. That is a percent decrease. I get to subtract this amount to get my sale price. We do that first. So subtract this. Let's see, almost $8, $31.97, or not, yeah, $31.97. I always double check just to make sure. Yep. Okay, now, unfortunately, we have to calculate our tax because the tax gets added on. And the sales tax rate is 6.75%. So off to the side, we have to take $31.97 times 6.75%. This is why they have cash registers automatically calculate this, because can you imagine doing all this by hand? The tax is $2.16. You get a whole bunch of decimals there, but notice 2.157, round that to $2.16. Now we can add this up, okay? And so take your $31.97, add your $2.16. I'm just checking it to make sure, and you should end up with $34.13. There is the total amount you paid. Okay? All of these steps layered in using percents. All right? I'm going to let you pause the video and work on these a little bit. When you think you have your answers, come on back and check your answers with me. $35 is the original price. We have to subtract this discount, which was 20%. That's going to be $7. Okay, that gives us our sale price, which ends up being $28. Now we have to add the tax. The tax amount from the $28 is going to be $28 times 6.5%. Okay, that ends up being, let's see, 28 times 6.5% is $1.82. So your final price ends up being $29.82. There you go. Okay. Now, as an aside here, if you realize if I'm getting a 20% discount, I'm really paying 80% of the price. If you did 35 times 80%, it would land you exactly at $28. And then if you say, I've got to add on 6.5%, if I multiplied this by 106.5%, that would automatically calculate your tax and build it all in to get $29.82. It's another way to take a look at it, a little more algebraic approach. Either way, you get the same answer. All right, here's our original price. We're going to get it on sale for 15% off. So we have to calculate this discount, which is $46.20 times 15%, and then subtract that from the amount. That looks like it gives us $6.93. So you have to take the $46.20 and subtract $6.93. That gives us a sale price of $39.27. Okay, now my $39.27, I have to add tax. And the tax is 4.5%. So you have to take 4.5% times that 39.27. You'll notice I kind of flip-flop this all the time because when you multiply, it's commutative, so the order really doesn't matter. All right, take this times 4.5%, and I get about $1.77 in tax. So then, or actually that's this part. So now you got to add these two together to get your final. So 39.27 plus another $1.77. 41.04. 41.04. Awesome. There you go. Your assignment is on Schoology, and I want you to check there. Have your calculator handy, and as always, good luck, and may the force be with you.